Suppression of Unlawful Acts, SUA Convention of 1988. We first need to understand the background, what led to the development of the SUA Convention. It is sad that even in your DG paper, questions are put incorrect. Like as per UNCLOS, what is the difference between piracy, armed robbery, and hijacking of ships? First of all, hijacking of ships is not covered under UNCLOS, it is under SUA Convention. And just to tell you, okay, piracy, I don't know why it is asked that it is part of ASM syllabus. Pirate attack when done in international waters, any kind of this done in international water that is beyond 12 miles is called piracy. But if a similar act is done in territorial water, it is called armed robbery. That's the only difference. Now, to understand the background, we need to understand or be aware of this incident of a ship by the name of Achille Lauro in 1985. Now, I'll tell you, Brad, what this incident was. Achille Lauro was a passenger ship, but it was a rather unique passenger ship. It was not a swanky cruise liner that we come across today with a like 5-6 star hotel. No, it was a middle class passenger ship. But what was the uniqueness? That it was for senior citizens as passengers. The ship owner wanted to have it that way. Fair enough. Senior citizens are always considered as people above 65 years of age. Well, old people, retired people. And the passenger cabins were open for the tickets to be bought by senior citizens. And if all the cabins were not filled up by senior citizens, okay, then it would be open for youngsters, non-senior citizen people less than 65 years old. 1985, Achille Lauro was hijacked. Where? Off the coast of Egypt, not in Red Sea, but in Mediterranean Sea, that is off the port of Alexandria. The hijackers, they were 4 hijackers. They were Palestinian terrorists. They had come as passengers. And in 1985, security check was not so serious. No X-ray machines and everything, anything. They got AK-47 machines, everything inside in the suitcase. They hijacked the ship near Alexandria and they were negotiating with the government of Egypt. What was their demand? $4 million US dollars in cash and a fully fueled jumbo jet for them to take. Now, hostage negotiation, they follow a very strict protocol that they buy time. The government of Egypt, okay, to arrange for $4 million, we need time. And we are here in Alexandria, we'll have to get from the Reserve Bank of Egypt, which is at Cairo, for that to be transported here. Plus, we'll have to arrange for a passenger jet fully fueled with the pilots who will agree to fly that plane. This all requires time, and we had, okay, time was given. Always remember, in any kind of hostage negotiation, I mean, we talk about ISPS code and ship security officer, the hijackers also know that if they cause a harm to any of the hostages, in this case, the ship's complement on all the passengers, then all the negotiation, they go out of the porthole. The government is justified in sending their commandos and taking over the ship, whatever the loss of life, collateral damage. They wait till the time, buy the time and get the negotiators to be tired out, The naval commandos are preparing and standing by that if we have to do, so the time was bought. While government of Egypt was arranging for the $4 million cash and the jumbo jet, one of the terrorists, he took one old man who was on a wheelchair. He had a nephew or someone who was taking over a wheelchair. Okay. Got him on deck at point blank with his AK-47. He murdered that old man and along with his wheelchair threw them over the side into the water. It was a ghastly act. Murder. The government of Egypt did not come to know about this murder of this old man on the wheelchair and his dead body along with the wheelchair being thrown in the water because the whole scenario would have changed. Eventually, government of Egypt was able to arrange for that $4 million and jumbo jet. Okay, here it is. Please release the ship and every person safe and sound. They did not know about that murder. When those people, they landed at the airport and the plane was taking off, the flight could not be aborted. Master, after taking the entire head count and the narration by the eyewitnesses that those guys, they have murdered one old man on the wheelchair and throw him over the side, he saw the muster list, the crew list, that guy was an American citizen. Master immediately informed the authorities, port authorities of Alexandria. They informed in Cairo that the terrorists have murdered one American citizen, so and so. America has a good relationship with Egypt. Immediately, the government of Egypt informed the American ambassador in Cairo. He picked up the phone and informed the president of America. And in all the neighboring countries which are allies of America, they have their Air Force bases. American fighter planes, F-16s, they took off and they intercepted this jumbo jet with the four terrorists and forced the plane to land. Now, the closest place was Italy. Italy is also an ally of America, a friendly country. They were hesitant कि भाई हम लोग क्या करेंगे, but because of maintaining the good friendly relationship, okay, we will allow the plane to land on Italian territory. The plane was forced to land. That's when the problem started. Italy said, number one, these terrorists are not Italian citizens on whom the Italian law will be applicable. They are Palestinians. We have got nothing to do. Number two, the offense of hijacking the ship and murdering your American citizen has not happened in the territorial waters of Italy. It has happened in international waters. Number three, the person murdered was not an Italian citizen. We do not have the law to forget about punishing them to actually arrest them. That's where the problem started, legal problem. So America requested, okay, at least take them in your custody, put them in house under house arrest, don't put them in a lockup till the time you, Italy, and we, America, discuss and decide what has to be done for them. Four terrorists were by the commandos police, they were nabbed, they were put under house arrest. Italy was least concerned कि यार ठीक है दोस्ताना है अमेरिका के साथ पर यार ये हम लोग के सर पे आ गया. Meaning they were not keeping 100% security watch on the four terrorists. One of them escaped. After 7 days, the second one escaped, and the very next day he was found murdered in one of the gullies, wherever city where they were under house arrest. Of the remaining two terrorists, what happened to them till today nobody knows about it. वो पुलिस ने मार दिया होगा, कुछ पता नहीं. This was the whole scenario of Akile Lau in 1985. Egypt and Italy raised this issue at IMO. Okay, whatever the scenario, very sad scenario what was, and no action could be taken against these people because we did not have a law, nor there is anything existing at the international level for hijacking. UNCLOS does not cover hijacking, which led IMO to develop the SUA Convention adopted in 1988. It came into force on 1st of March 1992, and India is a party to the SUA Convention. Before I come to this, what is the objective of the SUA Convention? It is basically in such hijacking of the ship by hijacker, the terrorist, a mechanism through the SUA Convention has been created where countries will come together to cooperate irrespective where the hijacking offense has taken place. But I will come to the details of that. The most important aspect of SUA Convention is the focus on the definition of offense. Definition of offense. What is offense as per SUA Convention? It says, you have to please listen carefully. There are 4 elements. If these things happen, it is considered as an offense under the SUA Convention, where countries can come and nab the terrorists and rescue the ship. But the most important aspect is when these 4 elements, which I'm going to discuss, hamper or obstruct or endanger the navigation of the vessel, only then it will be considered an offense. That is, if there is injury or death of a person on board which endangers the navigation of the vessel, causing damage to the ship or the cargo, deliberately causing damage to the navigational aids ashore, like the buoys or your recon or whatever, and deliberately conveying false information. The terrorists putting a gun on the captain, where they tell the coast authorities, we are fine, there are no terrorists on board. That is conveying of false information. So, causing injury or death on board, causing damage to the hull, machinery and the equipment and the cargo, deliberately causing damage to the navigational aids ashore, and deliberately communicating false information. If all of this endangers the navigation of the vessel, it is offense and SUA Convention becomes applicable immediately. Now the question comes, what is the meaning of navigation of the vessel being endangered? The point is, it can only be in danger when the master is put under duress. Being put under duress means the person in charge, anywhere, this is a general legal concept, anywhere the person in charge who by law and by way of operation has been given the powers to execute an operation if because of the circumstances he is unable to execute his legal power, the person is said to be under duress. We know that ship moves on a passage under the order and command of the master by the legal powers given to him. Now imagine if a terrorist on the bridge, he is putting a gun not at me, but let's say at the duty AB or the duty officer, Captain, you take the ship here. Master is no longer able to behave as the master. He is only behaving like a human being trying to save the life of another human being. He is under duress. If I am a master, my wife is on board, the terrorist puts a gun on my head, that Captain, you take the ship there, otherwise right in front of you on the bridge, I'll rape your wife. I will 100% take the ship there because I am no longer behaving like a master, I'm only behaving like a husband, doing everything to try to save the honor of my wife. I am under duress. So when the master for any reason is put under duress, navigation of the vessel is endangered, SUA convention becomes applicable. Are you with me? Have you understood this very important point? This is the whole thing about SUA convention. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
For example, if the cook has a physical fight with an AB where the AB is bleeding, he comes running on the bridge. Master is not under duress. The navigation of the vessel is not endangered. SUA, it's not an offense as per SUA convention. SUA convention is not applicable. Well, we have mechanism to take disciplinary action against the cook. But if the cook gets the butcher's knife, Captain, you take the ship there, well, too bad. Master's under duress, navigation of the ship is endangered, execution of the passage is endangered, master's duress, SUA, it's an offense, SUA convention is applicable. It's a very common question. What is the concept of offense under SUA convention? Now we come to the nitty-gritty of it, objective of the SUA convention. Cooperation among countries to handle a hijacking ship involving, hijacking involving a ship for the countries to come together in the vicinity and cooperate to resolve the situation. That is the objective. In order to do that, practically, how are the objectives met? Any country who's party, including India, who's party to the SUA convention, they have to amend their national law. That if an offense is committed as per SUA convention across from the coast in international law, that is beyond your territorial sea, you have the powers to take action against the ship to resolve the issue. Amend your national law. Number two, if there is such a scenario near your coast in international water that is beyond 12 nautical miles, you, the government of the country, will use all available means, Coast Guard, Navy, the narcos, the naval commandos, to get hold of the terrorist and relieve the ship from the hijacking. Number one, bring the offenders in your country and conduct an immediate inquiry. Number three, if the hijackers, the terrorists were holding your country to ransom, then after the inquiry, take the people to court and have them punished as per your amended national law. And number four, if applicable, I'll give an example. If applicable, that this incident is happening off your coast beyond 12 miles, but the terrorists have got nothing to do with your country, they are having a problem with a neighboring country, then after conducting the inquiry, after arresting them, rescuing the ship, arresting the terrorists, conducting an inquiry, you hand them over to the government of your neighboring country whom they were wanting to extract a ransom. These are the four elements objective under international cooperation between and among the countries to handle any offense under the SUA Convention. Now, let's take an example of number 3 and 4. Suppose 50 miles from the Indian coast, such an incident is happening, a ship has been hijacked by the terrorists, but they are asking ransom from the Sri Lankan government. India is closer to the incident as compared to Sri Lanka. On request of Sri Lanka, India will send their Coast Guard naval commandos rescue the ship. Commandos are commandos, they can do anything and everything. They will get the terrorists and the hijackers on the Indian land territory image and hold them in under arrest. That powers by the amended national law is there. Hold them under arrest till what time? Till your immediate inquiry into the incident has taken place. Now the next step is hijackers had no problem with India. They had problem with Sri Lanka. India will inform government of Sri Lanka. We have conducted an inquiry. Come and take them away under security. Next step, when Sri Lanka takes them, hijackers holding the government of a country at ransom, Sri Lanka is also a party to SUA Convention, their law is also amended, they will take them to court, send them for life imprisonment. The situation is resolved. Hand over the offenders to another country if applicable. Now, what are the different categories under this circumstance? India and Sri Lanka hand over kar diya. Now, India has nabbed it. Sri Lanka का मन बदल गया. अरे यार तुम्हारे टेरिटरी में है ना, ठीक है, हमसे नेगोशिएट कर रहे थे, हमने ना रैंसम दिया, अब इनको हम लोग अपने सर पे क्या रखेंगे? वी आर पार्टी टू SUA कन्वेंशन. या वी विल organize arranging for them. They start dragging their feet. Then India can take action, hand them over to the government of the flag state, because after all, ship is part of the territory of the flag country. It is their territory which has been hijacked. Hand them over to flag country whose amended laws will punish them. If the flag country also says, nahi, hum log kya karenge, that the next last option with India is deport them to the country of the nationality of these terrorists. They'll be punished there. This is international cooperation. Does not require extradition treaty. Extradition treaty is कि two countries they come and sign an agreement कि भाई अगर हमारा कोई culprit, कोई offender है, वो हमारे हाथ से फिसल करके वो आपकी country में आ गया, we have a intelligence information कि वो आपकी country में है, we will make a request, you use all your resources, police and defense resources to locate him from your country, inform us, we will come and pick him up. And whatever your expenditure in finding him in your country will be on us. That happens only when the two countries have signed extradition treaty. That's why you would have seen in Hollywood film, That plane has been hijacked by escaped prisoners. We will take it to the country, non-extradition country. If America does not have an extradition treaty with another country, the plane is forced to land there. The escaped prisoners can say, Tiri, the country is under no obligation to hand them over to America. And that's why Dawood Ibrahim is merely sitting in Pakistan, because India and Pakistan, they don't have an extradition treaty. All this requirement of extradition treaty is out of the porthole as far as SUA convention is concerned. They had problem with Sri Lanka. India has nabbed them, conducted inquiry, take them. We have an extradition treaty, but even if that were not there, SUA convention is over and above that. Now, another thing is that during this whole process, countries are not only supposed to cooperate in all of this, but whatever information exchange, data exchange about the incident, there has to be a free flow transparency. That is the gist of the SUA Convention. In 1995, the SUA Convention was amended by the protocol. A very big amendment had taken place. Number one, they expanded the definition of offense. भाई वो तो चार चीजें थी कि if the navigation of the vessel is endangered because of these four things, injury or death, damage to ship, hull, machinery, equipment, cargo, and conveying false information or deliberately damaging the navigational aids ashore. ये तो है, but they added a few things. Number one, that if it is found through the intelligence network of countries that there are people on board who in the past have committed an offense as per SUA, or we have information that people on board are likely to commit an offense in future, it is still treated an offense. The ship can be nabbed in international waters by any country in the vicinity. That was an expansion. Another thing that they added, that if a country is involved in illegal carriage of biological, chemical, or nuclear weapons or material, it will still be considered an offense, and a country can take an action and nab and arrest all the people. It had this part, number one, has got nothing to do with endangering the navigation of the vessel, but it is to do with powers of the country in international waters. A concept of offense was there. Powers to the countries were given that for you to take the action to resolve the issue without requiring permission from the flag state to board. Well, might as well use that platform for illegal transportation of biological, chemical, nuclear material or weapons. This was the expansion of the definition of offense under the Protocol of 95. But this is the most important part, very common question in your orals. I'll explain. It is not an offense if a ship is involved in carriage of nuclear material from a country that is party to the non-proliferation treaty to another country that is also party to the non-proliferation treaty. Now, what is this NPT, non-proliferation treaty? Pehli baat, the word proliferation comes from proliferate, means for something to grow very big like a mushroom or a mushroom cloud, growing big. Non-proliferation means prevention of growth of something. What is that something? In middle of 80s, हैंडल तो अमेरिका ही घुमाता है यूएन वगैरह में. UN created this NPT. This is a non-marine issue, but till the time you don't understand, you will not understand this very important part. UN created this NPT that now technology has advanced. Nuclear material can be used for peaceful purposes also, that is creating nuclear energy, which is very cheap as compared to your petrol or other forms of energy. And also nuclear energy does not pollute the air environment as compared to the fossil fuels. So nuclear material can be used to generate nuclear energy in a nuclear power plant. But the sad part is, a country who has nuclear material, they have option, they do it for peaceful purposes, for creating nuclear energy for use for their population, or create a nuclear bomb. How do we know? So as per NPT, it was saying if a country who signs for it, you are most welcome to import nuclear material, but UN inspectors will come and inspect to confirm that the nuclear material the country has imported, is actually being used for peaceful purposes and not for making a nuclear bomb. In 1991, India, was the only country in the world where all the countries, the dots are there, red bulbs are there, or green bulbs are there. Every country, they pressed green button. Yes, we will sign NPT. India pressed red. No, we are not signing NPT. Why? India said, to hell with you. We are a responsible country. If we are importing nuclear material and we say we are doing it for peaceful purposes, damn it, it means for peaceful purposes. Who the hell are you, the third person, to come and give us a certificate? Yes, India is using for peaceful purposes. Then we are a responsible country. And if we are using it to make a nuclear bomb, छाती पीट के दुनिया को बताएंगे we are making a nuclear bomb. We don't require a certificate from another country or UN for that matter. That is correct. India had the guts. So, uska matlab, coming to the SUA protocol, India is not a party to NPT. That means if India is transporting nuclear material from country A who has signed NPT to India, which is not party to NPT, it will be 100% be treated as an offense. Before the ship carrying nuclear material to India reaches India, countries can take action. It is an offense as per SUA. So for that reason, India is party to the SUA Convention of 1988, but not a party to SUA Protocol of 1995. Have you understood this? It says it is not an offense. Country A party to NPT, country B party to NPT, nuclear material by ship being transported from A to B, not an offense. But if country A is party to NPT, country B is not party to NPT, that country B is transporting nuclear material, it is an offense. We can take action. So if India wants hypothetically in future to be party and follow all of protocol of 1995 of SUA, they'll have to first sign the NPT so that it comes under the category of not an offense. तब बात आगे बढ़ेगी, but that's an hypothetical thing. The question normally is asked also, is India party to the SUA Convention as well as party to the SUA Protocol of 1995? Your answer will be, India is party to SUA Convention of 1988, but not, I repeat, not a party to SUA Protocol of 1995. Answer complete. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So very common 3 questions with regard to SUA. What are the objectives of the SUA Convention or salient features of the SUA Convention? International cooperation among countries for resolving or handling any offences as, as conducted under the SUA Convention or as defined under the SUA Convention. It is an offense under the SUA Convention if the following endangers the navigation of the ship, damage to or harm or death to the person on board, damage to ship, machinery, equipment, cargo, deliberately damaging navigational aids ashore, deliberately communicating false information. Number two, as part of cooperation among countries, any country can take the action in international. First, they are supposed to amend their national laws to handle the offense under SUA Convention when committed beyond 12 miles in international waters. By way of the amended laws, if involved, the country is supposed to use all available means to rescue the ship and arrest the offenders, bring them to the country, conduct immediate inquiry, and if applicable, punish them as per their own amended national laws, or if applicable, hand them over to another country. Salient features, objective of SUA Convention. Protocol, half a page, this is what I have. And all of this is there in my own word, the way I have explained to you. Any questions, guys?
सर
हाँ, go ahead.
कल जो लॉ का पेपर हुआ था उसमें फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज ऑन सुआ कन्वेंशन एंड सेम क्वेश्चन एट पार्ट बी लाइक व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ सुआ कन्वेंशन इन रिलेशन टू रीसेंट इंसिडेंट्स ऑफ पायरेसी, उसमें क्या लिखना होगा?
ओके, पहली बात ये है कि इट इज अ वेरी सैड थिंग that no country in that neighboring country, who are the neighboring countries, like it happened of Somalia and of Nigeria and Gulf of Guinea, any of those countries who are party to SUA Convention, they can take action, but they don't come forward. अरे ये तो सोमालिया के पायरेट्स है, गरीब फिशरमैन थे, वो सब, अब हम लोग को क्या करना था? They are not hijackers or terrorists. But the important thing is a ship is under attack by the pirates, even as although piracy is covered under UNCLOS, but because with the pirates on board, the navigation of the ship gets endangered, it is therefore an offense as per SUA Convention, and countries can take action. What action? The same thing. What? Okay, nab the offenders, conduct an inquiry, punish them, or hand them over to the neighboring country or the country of their nationality. Practically वो होता रही है, but this is the answer.
Okay, so we can elaborate on same point like putting master under due.
Absolutely, but begin with this, कि when the pirate, they board the ship, it endangers the navigation of the ship, therefore it is an offense as per SUA Convention, therefore SUA Convention becomes applicable. That should be your first 2-3 lines and underline it, and then बाकी तो हुआ है जो हमने डिस्कस किया है, salient features of the SUA Convention.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
That is why I spent our time on understanding the offense. Anything that endangers the navigation of the ship is an offense as per SUA. Any country can take the action. Got it? बेटा वो पेपर जरा भेज देना मुझे, मैं देख लेता हूँ कि अगर उसमें से कोई जो मैंने तुम लोगों को Q&A जो भेजा है और कोई ऐसे इस तरह के, जैसे I'll answer this question and send it to you over the weekend only. अगर देखता हूँ
हाँ सर, जो आपका वो क्वेश्चन बैंक है ना 2012 to 2019, उसमें से काफी आंसर्स मिल जाए.
हाँ उसमें से, पर वो मैंने पुराने बनाए थे, नाउ आई गो थ्रू इट, आई कैन डू इट इन अ बेटर वे, तो वो प्लस माय टॉपिक वाइज डोट, तो मैंने बहुत मेहनत करके अपने पॉइंट वाइज, एंड इफ यू वांट इन योर रिटन एग्जाम हियर और इवन एमएमडी एग्जाम यू कैन राइट पॉइंट 1 2 3, ये नहीं कि पैराग्राफ ही लिखना, यू कैन राइट इट पॉइंट, बट मैं मेरा फोकस भी तुम्हारी तरह ही है, फर्स्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव, योर ऑब्जेक्टिव फर्स्ट शॉर्ट पास। तो बेटा मुझे जरा ये मेरे पर्सनल व्हाट्सएप पे जरा ये लॉ का पेपर भेज देना, आई जस्ट सी कि अगर कुछ ऑफ है, मुझे याद होगा कि ये बैंक में नहीं आंसर है तो वो मैं आंसर का क्या सेंड इट।
ओके
ठीक है
सर,
बेटा।
तो वो ग्रुप पे है सर, आप फेसबुक वाले पे उस पर डाल।
हाँ मैं हूँ फेस टू के ग्रुप पे, पर मुझे वो पर्सनल जो मेरा नंबर है तुम्हारे पास,
नहीं सर, नंबर नहीं।
अच्छा आई जस्ट पुट इट हियर, कीप इट, ओरल्स के टाइम भी तुमको काम आ सकता है कि कॉल मी कि सर कल ओरल है ये बता दीजिए, मोस्ट वेलकम।
ओके सर, मैं इस पे भेज देता हूँ।
ये मिल गया, आई जस्ट पुट इट ऑन द चैट, आ गया फॉर एवरीवन, दिसंबर जैन फेब, यू मस्ट हैव माय नंबर। एवरीवन हैज गॉट इट गाइस?
यस सर।
ओके, तो इस पे वो भेज देना अगर कुछ होगा कि नहीं ये is not included either in my note or on the bank, that one odd question I'll immediately answer it, and between today and tomorrow I will send it to you, ठीक है बेटा? So we, but please मैं again हाथ जोड़ रहा हूँ, तो मैंने भेजा है, बहुत मेहनत लगती है, I have not said anything, you have not heard anything, I have not sent anything, you have not received anything, you know the drill. Can somebody give me a thumbs up from December, Jan, Feb back? Thanks, Sanjeev. Sanjeev, you are which?
सर
go
सर
ahead.
यस सर, यू आर सेइंग समथिंग सर।
हाँ,
पहले आप
वो
बोल लीजिए, फिर मैं दोबारा पूछ लूंगा। आप पहले बोल दिया, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे।
मैंने कहा कि बेटा ये तो मैं भेज ही दूंगा, अगर कोई उसमें मुझे लगेगा कि कोई बाउंसर टाइप का क्वेश्चन है एक्सेट्रा, आई विल जस्ट से कि बड़ी मेहनत लगती है जो मैंने भेजा है, तो आई हैव नॉट सेड एनीथिंग, यू हैव नॉट हर्ड एनीथिंग, आई हैव नॉट सेंट एनीथिंग, यू हैव नॉट रिसीव्ड एनीथिंग, यू नो द ड्रिल, ये मैं बोल रहा था, अब बोलो आप।
यस सर, मैं ये बोल रहा था, एक बार सर आप वो ओपन करेंगे, आपने जो एमएसए का नोट्स भेजा था ना, एमएसए 1958 का,
हाँ,
एक बार आप उसको ओपन करेंगे, मेरे को बस वो एक लाइन समझ में नहीं आ रही है, उसका लिमिटेशन ऑफ लायबिलिटी है,
हाँ,
उसके अंदर जो पहली लाइन है ना सर, मतलब उसकी वर्डिंग थोड़ा मेरे को नहीं समझ में आ रहा कि हो क्या रहा
ओके
है,
ओके
एक बार
ओके
आप
ओके,
बता देते।
हाँ हाँ हाँ, एक मिनट एक मिनट एक मिनट।
पेज नंबर 9 पे सर।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं बस वही निकाल रहा था, आई एम जस्ट ब्रिंगिंग इट ऑन द स्क्रीन। हाँ बेटा,
इस बस ये पहली लाइन था, शिप ओनर सेल्वर एनी पर्सन से लेकर इन लाइबिलिटी इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ, मतलब इसमें क्या है? मतलब मेरे को समझा ही नहीं।
ओके, ओके, आई विल पुट इट इन अ सिंपल वर्ड ड्यूरिंग दिस ब्रेक, एंड मैं जब अगले लेक्चर में 5 में आऊंगा तो you will find this change thing, वो 2 लाइन, I will put it in a simpler word, you people will be able to note it down. It's a simple thing, okay, मैं समझ रहा हूँ कि तुमको कंफ्यूजन क्यों हो रहा है, कि भाई मेनली बात ये, ओके लेट मी एक्सप्लेन इट एंड आई विल राइट इट ऑल्सो, कि भाई मेन बात ये है कि कोई डैमेज होता है तो अश्योर्ड के बिहाफ पे तो मरीन इंश्योरर ही पे करता है,
यस सर।
करेक्ट?
यस
तो
सर।
अगर वो डैमेज वो हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ निग्लेक्ट एटसेट्रा, एंड जो हम लोगों ने इंच मारी क्लॉज किया था कि भाई फॉर नेग्लिजेंस और इनकरेक्ट डिसीजन बाय मास्टर ऑल दैट इज कवर्ड, तो इंश्योरर विल वेरी हैप्पीली पे फॉर इट. बट देन इन नो केस देर इज एन अनलिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी, कि मतलब अगर $100 है तो 100 देने हैं, 1000 देने हैं तो 1000 का डैमेज है तो 1000 है. Even if there is a neglect or negligence which has resulted in a damage, on behalf of the assured, the marine insurer will be able to limit the liability. इतना maximum देगा, ये मतलब है.
ओके सर।